Okay, it's Monday, and we got to prep some Stolen Fate for Pathfinder 2E. All right. With MagFest over, we're entering, hopefully, a time of stability. We'll see. So, during this time of stability, things to keep in mind. We're going to be doing we do 3 prep streams a week. And they're going to be Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. There will be maybe a Crash Dom vodcast on a Friday if Dom and I are both feeling like it and available. So it won't be a hard and fast, like guaranteed. There's just not going to be a guaranteed vodcast schedule in 2026. And then we're going to try every Saturday morning to do like, I don't know, like sugar cereal Saturday morning cartoons kind of thing. We're just going to get together and work on random stuff. For example, I think the first thing I want to work on this Saturday is cleaning out the Foundry mods. I want to really cut back and get us back to like the bare bones. Like what do we need to run a game, period? Like what can we live without? Because yeah, I got feels about spending my 2026 updating and balancing mod updates. I just don't want to do it anymore. So we've got some options to explore, but we'll dig into that on Saturday. So what are we working on today then? All right, so today we're going to go ahead and look at where we are, where they're going, what's next, etc., etc. So I got my notes here, and then we also have the player's guide as well. They got the scoreboard here. They have only achieved two victory points of the 8 victory points that they need. I should probably call it Market VP. There we go. They need 8 to win this encounter. And they're also losing points, like, a lot. So they have an actor called Battle of the Harrow Court, and I've been tracking it here, but I feel like we can just do this and give them they could just do it here. So confirm, and then you can just make them go up and down that way. Yeah, so that works out too. We made all the stuff into things. We figured out all the different fights, and then we even figured out the final battle, and we figured out moves for all these jabronis, which is pretty good. One thing that we said but we didn't do is the layer actions of the cards. So I could go ahead and add those real quick. So here we go. Passives. We'll call it layer action. Okay. At the end of a Alright, so layer action, the cricket. There we go. And then we put at the end of a combat round, comma, all creatures allied with the cricket gain gain. That's weird. Where is there we go. Quickened. Seems pretty straightforward. Alright. I don't know why Larry's in here, but I mean, I guess he's excited about tonight. He's feeling better, so I ain't gonna say something. Like, more power to you, bro. All right. So layer action, the cricket, and then go ahead and make a new one, and it will be layer action, the midwife. All right. If a creature allied to the midwife during battle, comma, if a creature allied to the midwife would die, comma, from reaching from attaining too many stacks of dying, comma, instead that creature stabilizes at 0 health, comma, and loses all stacks of dying and wounded. Period. This layer action can only trigger once per round. There we go. All right. And then in this room, they have Grom in there for the layer action. So we'll add that real quick. There we go. So layer action. The locksmith. Okay. At the beginning of a combat round, one creature allied with the locksmith may gain a special hero point. This hero can only be used to reroll a skill check. That seems pretty good. And the creature may take the better of the 2 rolls rather than having to keep the second roll. Nice. Okay. So we'll throw those in the chat. Cool. Okay. So that sorts that out. Evening Crash. Hope you're doing okay. Haven't had much time to watch Stolen Fates, but hope the group is staying alive. I mean, there's been some deaths. There's been some deaths. But you know, they're doing okay. They're doing okay. This campaign is not really about dying. It's about having to make tough choices and feeling rough about it. I guess that's kind of what it's focused on more than life and death. It's more like what's the point? I guess what's the point of it all? What's the point of it all? All right. So all this seems pretty legit. Good. Got the team split up. We got all that sorted out. We got all the fights sorted out. This puts us in a pretty good place. I think I would like to, since we're going to be here till 7 p.m. prepping, and staying ahead on prep is always nice. We're going to take a look at, let's see, the scenes that we got left. So we got this table. wasn't really sure what to do with this table. I thought we'd do like some harrow readings on this table and stuff, but like it never really panned out like that. So I'm not 100% what to do with this table, so it just kind of sits here for now. We got our dashboard, and then we got a ton of just city maps in case they're needed, but shrug. We're out of book 1, so we don't need those anymore. In book 2, we finished the castle, we finished Space Jam, and we finished the train. So we still have the Queen Mother, we still have the Hidden Truth, we still have the Dragon's Rookery, and we still have Sigil, the City of Doors. So there's still quite a bit of content left in this chapter. If I were to whip out these notes, let's see. Go up here to the prep list, and we're gonna look at. Okay. Timeline. Outline. Oh, also a request was made. Provide more insight into the villains' motivations and machinations. So in the prequel, we'll call it the prequel, Outlaws Valkenstar, which shrug. I was concerned that there was all these cool bad guys and they were doing shit, but nobody knew what they were doing. And then the adventure was just kind of like, yeah, it doesn't matter that they don't know what's going on. They'll fucking figure it out. And then it was like, oh, I don't know how that sits with me. So we did a thing where we would do like cutscenes, right? Like meta cutscenes to kind of show like that just by existing, the players were making life hard for the bad guys. And it was definitely something that I think would have improved Curse of Strahd. I think it would have improved a lot of games. I think that we're so used to good storytelling giving us a bit of like what are the baddies up to? Not all narration styles do it, but a lot of modern narration does that, right? A lot of modern narration, a lot of the audience the audience is kind of dumb. They're not paying attention. They're on their phone. So let's see what the bad guys are up to. But even before, like, the general populace had their attention span completely destroyed by the internet and mobile phones and stuff, there were properties, right? And there were stories that told you what the bad guys were up to. And it was always pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. My earliest exposure to it was Final Fantasy IV, which at the time was Final Fantasy II USA. And you frequently got to see what the bad guys were up to. And it was very fucking cool. Because, like, the game was very linear, so, like, you knew there ain't no getting off this train we on. So you would know that, like, oh, Golbez is scheming some shit, and you knew that you were going to be dealing with that shit very soon, right? Like, and like, oh, they stole your girl. What are they doing with your girl? And you know, it wasn't as hentai as you might think. But they, you know, she was tied up. And like, your best friend, he betrayed you, but why? And like, how could we ever know? Oh, we can know because the narrator's going to just show us like he's conflicted. So it was pretty cool. It was pretty fucking cool. And I think that in Dungeons and Dragons and in tabletop, maybe we become a little too obsessed with like, this is a VR, a virtual simulation. Like, you are the character and you only know what the character knows. And the character doesn't know what you know. And, you know, no metagaming. and like, this isn't a game, this is real life. And like, I think we've all kind of learned that's not that's not true. Not only is it a game, it's also a story, it's also a serialized story, and I don't think there's any harm, especially in a group that only plays like once a week, God forbid, every other week, and then once a month. I don't think there's any harm in just taking some time and being like, this is what the bad guys are up to. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's kind of cool, actually. Now, higher level groups in 5th edition D&D, at least, they have access to like scrying, and it's all broken and busted and stupid. So like, they could definitely just be scrying the bad guys to find out what they're up to. I hope to never play in a game that is so unbalanced in its magic system again. But I could definitely see the value of like, what are they up to, kind of thing. In this game, we could do this very easily since Jack represents the vision card, and vision card sees shit. And so if the party after these battles just kind of confronts him and says like, we need to stop being kept in the dark, bro, and like fed shit like mushrooms. Like, you got to come clean. You got to tell us what the fuck's going on. And then it could be like, oh, okay, no more surprises. And then he could just kind of start filling them in, like, all right, this is what's going on, this is what they're up to, this is this and this is that. And then we could have these kind of cool, like, what are the bad guys up to? Because a lot of people will argue that the antagonist is the engine of the story. That the antagonist is the one that forces the protagonist to change, to grow, to actually go on their adventure, to actually overcome and become. And I think in TTRPGs, we can sort of like forget that element of storytelling. And we just sort of keep the villain a big secret for the whole fucking campaign. And then they just show up at the end like a Final Fantasy end boss. There's like, oh, I was the bad guy the whole time, and they're like, who are you? So yeah, I can see some value to that request that was made by at least one of the players. That might have been a couple more, actually. All right. So the other thing that we need to look at is we're doing a timeline outline. All right. So Battle of the Harrowed Court. Okay. So there are some things in the Battle of the Harrowed Court that need to be sorted out. And the first one is Market. Then we've got Tower. Then we've got Engine or Portal Room. Then we got Shadow Prince. Okay. Then we've got more portals. All right, and then that more portals would be Hidden Truth, Queen Mother. I am honestly okay with dropping the entire Queen Mother plotline. I really am. So if they do badly on the Battle of the Harrow Court, I might have that be the portal that gets destroyed, because I don't think it's very strong. I think it's fun and I think it's interesting, but if any content was to get dropped, I would drop that before I dropped the Hidden Truth. And Dragon Rookery is already done and easy and pretty straightforward. So I would probably keep the Dragon Rookery because it's just a simple encounter. Whereas the Queen Mother could drag. It could drag, so this one is like on the chopping block. All right. And it sucks to chop it because I did a lot of prep for it, but you got to be willing to follow through on your threats. So if you say that like shit's going to get taken, away by the bad guys, You gotta be prepared to take something away from the bad guys. All right, so then there's the issue of sigil, and then there is the Herod. Court, yeah, which is different. All right, so the Herald Realm and the Herald Court are two different things, so I have to remember not to call it that. Let me see. Where's the adventure? Okay. Stolen Fate, Book 2. Okay. Destiny War. Alright. Battle of the Herald Court, and then the Herald Realm. Okay. So the Herald Realm is the issue. Alright, let's see. No. Don't do that. Alright. Chapter 3. Herald Realm, Herald Realm, Herald Realm. Alright. Herald Realm. Herald Realm. Okay. So there's never any confusion here about that. Alright, excellent. Alright, just me. I'm the one that's confused. So, this potion is made from a blend of rare and exotic cheeses and a pinch of magic, each with its own unique properties. When consumed, the cheese elixir imbues the drink with the ability to command and control all forms of cheese, from the softest brie to the hardest parmesan. Alright, so then, let's see. Alright, so they got to go through the Herald Realm, and then they got to go to Hell to close out chapter. So, on that note, I don't have a good Hell map. At least I don't feel like I get a good Hell map. So let's see. VTT map, Fortress, Hell. Okay. Angela's got the Go to Hell map, and the Hell portal. It's all very cool. She's got Pit in Hell. All right. What about VTT map, Hell Throne Room? Okay. So, Crosshead. I don't think I've ever heard of Crosshead before. They have something called the Demon Throne, and that's pretty cute. It's cute. Let's see. Battle maps. What is this? Battle maps. Horrid Acts. Alright. 2-minute tabletop. Ooh. Well, obviously Zepeku's gonna have the goods, but I don't think I have a Zepeku right now. Let's see. I mean, that certainly looks like it. VTT map Hell. Oh wow, yeah. I mean, that's dope as heck. Okay. Then there's this less cool AI generated one. This one is absolutely insane. The Infernal Throne. Let's see. Atop this huge staircase sits an infernal throne. Blah, blah, blah. Want to give it a try? This is a free map. Okay. Alright. What size is it? I forgot to write down what it is. 29 by 58. Alright. Hell Throne. Dash. Blah blah blah. Zepec. Alright. Patreon. Zepeku. It's gonna be like, yeah, you haven't paid your bill, bro. Yeah, that's what it is telling me. I don't know, man. They're expensive. Try to save money. Okay. What else we fucking got here? Damon City. All right. Oh, that one's pretty cool. Like Hell's Chapel. That's pretty good. Oh man, that was pretty cool too. Oh, focus. Yeah, that's pretty sick. Maybe we could use this one. Hell's Chapel. Okay. What else you got? What else do you have? Let's see. We don't. All right. I just put it in Hell. It's the one that's giving me all these other options. Whoa! What the fuck is that? Lucifer's Gate. Okay. I would definitely settle for a hellish dungeon. Like that could work. Really, any dungeon can be a hell dungeon with the right attitude. That looks like Rakdos. I think I might still be a patron of Rakdos. Whoops. I did really cut back on all my stuff. I was like, there's enough free maps out there. Yeah, I turned off my subscription. Alright, well, let's see. Let's see if any of these are good. That is sick as hell. Absolutely fucking bananas. Lucifer's Gate. Alright. Open image new. Wow. That is very fucking cool. I like that a lot. Alright, let's see if this actually fits. Oops. I copied. Alright, Lucifer's Gate 34 by 60. Lucifer's Gate map. Lucifer's Gate. 34x60. The problem with Ori the Cartographer, and I mean, I'm not like, I'm gonna try to talk a lot less shit in the moving forward. I'm really gonna try to be a lot more positive. Because they're providing this very badass map for free. It doesn't matter that there's lines on it, that it's low resolution. They're trying to get paid. They're trying to make money. That's cool. So absolutely no problem. Let's go. Or that it's in JPEG format, which is terrible. The thing is, like, I'll show you. It's got to be on purpose. They deliberately misalign their map. You see what I'm saying? Like, look at that. Here, I'll zoom in at a pixel level. They deliberately offset their free map. Like, why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, you've got your watermark on it, you got your big grid. Like, if people like the map, they're gonna go get, they're gonna sign up. They're gonna sign up. But like over here, this isn't the right size, right? So like a little frustrating. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a new thing. We're gonna make it 100 pixels, and we're gonna make it 3,400 wide. We're gonna make it 6,000 tall. Okay. We're gonna turn on the grid, and then I'm gonna take this over here, and we're gonna put it in. And right away, you can see that the resolution is going to be pretty bad. But when I scale it up to make it the right size, you can see that it don't fit the grid right. And even if I bring it over a little bit, I think it might be misaligned at the bottom too. Yeah. So you can see that it's like, sounds bad on the bottom, but you can see that it's like, it's misaligned. So if you are expecting to take this free map right from Reddit or Pinterest or where the fuck you got it into your VTT and have it like fit the map perfectly, that shit ain't gonna happen. You can see that I'm like over the line in a lot of places, but I did manage to, for the most part, get that grid to line up. Now, I guess a semi-unethical thing you could do is you could grab the part that you need and then be like, hey, AI, can you fill it in for me with generative fill or whatever? Another thing you could do is just give it a black background and accept the fact that it's out of sync. So instead of that white background there, we could throw this in there. And that pretty much solves the problem. The middle ground is that you could grab like that, and then you could just stretch it. Hold down Shift and just stretch it to the edge. There you go. It didn't actually work. Hold on. All right. Let's see. CV. There we go. And I'll turn off the grid. Hold on. Really, just it's fine to just have the black background there. It really is. But here, I can stretch that out. Boom. There we go. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and flatten it. While we're here, now everything else about it's pretty fucking solid. Okay. And then we'll save out, and instead of it being Photoshop or JPEG, we'll make it this. And it will be map hell Lucifer gate 34x60-40. All right, save. So that's fucking sick, right? So arriving there, you got this kick-ass battle in hell. I don't want hell to be like this huge arc, right? Like in the written adventure, you go into like, it's like a puzzle dungeon or some shit. So I thought like this would be fine. Go in here, there's a rift there. You seek an audience with the king, and then you get in there, and like there's the king. So while we're double checking the measurements on that one, we can also open up this one. It says it's 29 by 50, and we can see if that one actually matches up to the grid. So here we could do image, image size, And then it is going to be 100 pixels. And then we're going to make it 2900. And you can see fucking class, right? They made it match up. If I turn on Photoshop Grid, you can see perfectly aligns. No special changes are made. But Ori the cartographer always offsets their maps. It drives me fucking crazy. But they do make some beautiful maps. All right, so we got that sorted. And then we're going to save it as a WebP. There we go. All right, so both of those are ready to be tossed in. We'll just do 2 maps for hell. That seems good enough. Let's see. Go to scenes, go to book of 2, and then inside book 2, we're gonna put book 2 completed, just so that we can get these guys moved out. Now we could just throw those into the compendium and not have them anymore at all, but I've found that it is nice to have them handy in this particular game with this particular group, because we never know when we're gonna like go back in time or reference something back in time or whatever. All right, so then we're gonna do this. We're gonna call this Hell's Gate. There we go. And go here and here. Maps. Let's see. Let's start a folder. We'll do hell. Okay. And we'll grab that one. And grab this one. I did not grab the other one. Let's try again. There you go. Alright. So do that. And save. Okay. Configure. Alright, so the grid. That is correct. We can grid color. Let's own the fact that there's a grid, and we'll make it have a nice bright orange color, and we'll thicken it up. There you go. Like we wanted that grid there. That was our decision. And by making it brighter and bolder, yeah, it can be it can detract from the artwork a little bit, but it also kind of hides, I think, some of the resolution issues too, of like, oh, that got scaled down a lot. I don't know. I think it works pretty good. Nice. So we could do lighting and sound effects and all that shit. I think we would probably be okay to just do fucking fire or something. There you go. Light color, orange, animation, flickering lights. Update. Alright. And then here. Alright. Looks like there's some kind of glowy magenta shit right here. So we could do. Ooh, yeah. Okay. And we'll do. We'll just do Ghost Light. There we go. Alright, and then as far as back here, we could put Ghost Light again, and then here, we'll change out the Ghost Light color for something more lava. There we go. Put that over lava pools. All right, awesome. Okay, then we'll go in here and we'll turn down the lights. Wah, wah, wah. Not really digging that. I don't mind it being a little dim, but it is hell. I mean, I feel like it'd be pretty bright in some places. Let's see. I'm gonna grab this and I'm gonna do color intensity up. We're gonna change it to a energy field. Nice. And then in advanced options, do a hard contrast, hard saturation, luminosity on there. There we go. Maybe even a color burn. Oh, that looks fucking cool. All right, that kind of gives it that void energy look too. Look at that shit. Yeah. All right, I like that. I don't know who's gonna be here. We'll check the adventure. I suppose we should put, since it's been on the prep list for 100 years, a Muckarati. So let's see. Muckarati. There we go. Wop. All right. One Muckarati. That's not enough for hell. Two Muckarati. Nice. All right, so we're gonna change them to be infernal Muckarati, which will increase them to uncommon, and then we'll add the fiend tag. All right, that seems good. Let's see. Can't remember if I have like a little doobly-doo fiendish template. That is only for familiars. What would happen? What indeed would happen if I drag fiendish template over here? Will it just say, I can't do that? No, it wants to buy your soul like an imp. Okay, that's fun. And then we need to give it immunity to fire. Not the... Alright. So that means that we could take weights. Resistance to fire there. Alright. Yeah, that seems pretty good. Aren't demons like weak to, I don't know, fucking spirit or something? We'll do that. 15 spirit. I don't think there's holy anymore. Oh, there is? Okay. Alright. Yeah. That's nice. This creature is fucking crazy. Its accuracy is bananas. But yeah, this will be great. So we'll hide these guys for now. Okay. Cool. Oh, I didn't do that. Alright, so the Muckarati is definitely making an appearance finally in our adventure. Okay, and then let's see, next map. We got 12 minutes. This is pretty good. We need to get these hell maps done, so I'm happy to see that's happening. Alright, we don't want it in the completed section. We want it in the hell section. There we go. Hell's Road. Great. Alright. Let's see. Background image. Hell's Throne. Select. Save changes. Oh, I guess. Do we need to put walls? I don't think we need walls. I'll put some walls. Hold on. Just so that we have. Okay. Cool. We'll make that a door. And the door will be locked. Sound effect for the door. Sure. Industrial. That's so weak. Okay. Then we will do magical door? Sliding metal heavy. Alright. This is just like infinite abyss, right? Yeah. How do you go from infinite abyss to lava? Not our place to figure that shit out. It's not our job to figure that shit out. Alright, let's head over to Hell's Throne. Okay. So Hell's Throne, I'm thinking we want to do, for the grid, kind of like a magenta. I think it's pretty cool. Give it some like cyberpunk vibes a little bit. Yeah. Okay. That's pretty cool. So obviously this is where Woodshop, the Prince of Hell or King of Hell would go. You got this stuff over here. Woodshop, the King of Hell, he's got to be pretty fucking strong. He's got to be pretty fucking strong, but not too strong because he would be working with the Prince of Wolves, who is level 19. So I don't know if we overtuned him or not. But what we could do is we could have Woodshop be Prince, the King of Hell, but like he's seen the party be a real friend to to their Woodshop, and if there's anything he values more than being evil, it's and hell, it's where am I going with this? Oh, right. It's friendship, capital F friendship. So that could kind of work. I like that. All right. So Prince of Wolves is large. So we'll make his armor huge. There we go. And I want to say it's the same sheet regardless. So it's really just about changing the artwork out. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna ask Woodshop's player. It's a real talk. Ask him. Okay. So in your game, Woodshop took over Hell, right? In your head canon, if he had any two creatures to be his queens of Hell, who would they be? There we go. Boy, dinner smells so good. All right. Okay. So Woodshop. We're gonna duplicate this Woodshop. And we're going to go ahead and take away everybody's access to him. It's a big secret. And we're going to call it Woodshop, King of Hell. Alright. What is like a really tough demon, I guess is the question. Or devil. It would have to be a devil. Alright. Bestiary browser. 6 minutes left on the clock. Okay. Let's see. Trait. Devil. Oop. Alright. Gotta be a tough devil. Alright. Demaviga. Demaviga? What the fuck is that? Whispers of Discord. Change shape. Take the appearance of any humanoid. That's cool. Let's jump to the notes. As masters of cold, calculated logic, and perfectly timed proselytization? Proselytization? That's like preaching to people, right? God, this game is so nerdy. Oh my god. No, I'm sorry. Having an education and knowing big words does not make you a nerd. It does. Fucking nerds. Anyways, the loathsome Daimavigas seek to set friend against friend and turn the faithful from their beliefs at every opportunity. What? He wouldn't do that. That's not our woodshop. Alright. Let's see. What wives does he have? Woodshop of the Avernus hated anyone with wings because he couldn't have any. So anyone without wings, they encouraged him to be an agent of chaos. Okay. Would he betray a fellow chaos gremlin, Magibold, to help another, comma, way less cool, comma, woodshop and his friends? Alright. What about Cornigon? Cornigon's got wings, and we've been explicitly told by Woodshop's creator that he does not have wings. So we'd have to chop them wings off. Dude, Cornigon, level 16. That's fucking crazy. Alright. Claw, Spike Chain, love that. Tail Attack. Could make it a beak, I guess. Attack of Opportunity, the Chain of Malbolgi. Nah, Woodshop is very much like Sora when it comes to his friends. My friends are my power type shit. Alright. Even King of Hell. Woodshop would never forget the power of friendship. Okay. So then he would betray Magibold to save Woodshop and his maybe remembering my actual friends and not just evil allies. Okay. I feel like Cornigon is a pretty strong contender. He's got some spells, Dimension Doors, Fireballs. I mean, he's hitting everything that you want from like a demon, for sure. Lightning Bolt, Circle of Protection, always nice. Commander's Aura, seems like something the King of Hell would have. Frightful Presence, pretty decent. Infernal Wound, blah blah blah. So like, I feel like that's pretty good. Let's see. This dude's just too much. Nasari, like, this guy feels like he'd be deeper down. Army of devils invades to bathe the region of blood. It is likely one of the Nasaris masterminded the incursion. Cunning, powerful, and ruthless. These are just pit fiends. This is just pit fiends. Yeah. So I think Cornigon's what we're gonna go with. All right. So let's see. I'll drag out Cornigon here. We'll do this. We'll say that he is unique. There we go. And then he will have his Naruto run. I think so, because the story arc was trying to get his wings. He would do anything to get them. Finally, his friends spent a lot of time and resources until he got imp wings from Tricky, Sazordu, and Icor. Okay. That's good. Alright. Powerful Fizz. Sure, you can have that. And then, of course, his Strike. Alright. Beautiful. Okay. And grab this. And then we'll delete this. And oop. Woodshop. Alright. Nice. Alright. He's good. And then making me leave? Alright. You can go here. Blop. This is fucking glorious. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Alright. Good progress. I think that we have... Oh yeah, I meant to actually calculate this. So we got one session. Tower will probably be 1.5. Market might actually be 0.5. We'll see. Portal Room, I think, is going to be 2. Shadow Prince will be like 1.5. Remaining portals. Hidden Truth could be a single session. Dragon Rookery, half a set. Nah, we'll say one session. Queen Mother on the chopping block. Unfortunately, I think that's going to be 2 sessions, so I hope we lose it. Sigil will be 1 session. Harrowed Realm, I definitely want to keep that at 1 session. And then Hell will probably be 2 sessions. So to close out book 2, we got 1, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we've got 12 to 14 sessions left in book 2, which is, I will admit, a lot, but it is what it is. All right, I'll be back tomorrow night to do some more prep. We're going to be prepping 7 Dooms for Sandpoint. We had the first session last week. Second session begins tomorrow. So there is some constant and continuous prep that needs to be done in the background of that game, but I don't think there's a lot of heavy lifting prep, at least not that I know of. So we'll find out. All right, hope everybody have a good night, and I'll see you next time.